Hi, my voice. Today is 11:02, January 17th, or January 7th. It says 17 because it's pretty much 17. I'm listening to this.
Narcissists inflame your ego to the point where the tyranny of the egoic mind is too much to bear, which drives you inside to awaken the mighty I am, your true self.
This guy is
By the time this is over, you will thank all the narcissists in your life.
my dad's like, when was it? Like 5 years ago. My dad's like preparing me for people like this, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm trying to find out what am I supposed to do? And my dad's like, well, just do the mirror image what you've been doing.
Again, I ask you to consider that your higher self is a masterful creator. You are your higher self.
He's fake. He's fraud. He is the reason why people like Britney Spears is a reason why she's like that. She's stuck because people are not telling the truth. He's Hollywood. He's all Hollywood. He just wants money. There's nothing more to it. So the people that I'm around, or the people that are trying to make profit off this spiritual awakening, he's throwing everything out there that he can just to stay afloat, and he's not doing it. He's just
there's nothing back there that's any good.
Too many people are even if he's working behind the scenes, you can see it in his looks. You can see it if he was truly working behind the scenes and being a good person and doing what he's supposed to do. I should have been seeing some kind of improvement, but I'm not, because of family court. He's involved in the family court bullshit because all these followers that he has, they're in that system. They're narcissists. Look at his look.
We start to match our words very carefully.
That's how you know when somebody is. You can tell their looks.
No more things like
their way they present themselves. They're not good.
The way you manifest heaven on earth doesn't.
And he was explaining. I'll go back to him because I can't right now.
This is where all the power is.
I want to show you boys the Facebook memory.
First we go to the Hamilton County
because I have to prove that I've been saying it, and it's not just, oh, you're just now saying it, you're just now on board, or you're just the chosen 144 or star seed or whatever. I don't know what that is. I don't care. Like, if you were really a star seed, then where are you? Because I don't see nothing. Let's see what I got. No, it's not what I wanted. Oh, yeah, I guess last year, and the banks are coming up again. They all knew. To me, I'm wasting time because there's something I wanted to. United States of America. I'm not I'm not stupid nor hungry or broke. I'm just bored. I want my kids back. Okay. To all the witches and fake healers, I'm asking that you spend life in prison. This is murder, and you know this, and that our ancestors never left. Our ancestors never left. Hollywood is fake. And then that's the Britney Spears thing. Britney Spears says, hey, I've played the game, and I will continue to do the thing because I can. I think we all know by now my life hasn't been picture perfect and never was, but damn it, it helps to think my life could be picture perfect. I only show the good moments on Instagram because it helps my mental stability. It does. It does. But two, there's a lot of haters out there that will just like nitpick you. Why? And I'm doing the same thing now. Like, I'm doing what they were doing to me. Like, there some of these people that I once knew in high school, they were horrible to me, and then I see them taking family pictures or a family picture moment that's really beautiful, but I'm like, but you were involved in my murder. Like, yeah, and you're taking a family picture like nothing ever happened. You can't do that. You had things that you saw that you were supposed to speak out. You're only, when you're silencing your inner child, you're gonna silence your child. Guarantee it. You're gonna silence your child. And my offsprings, I can't. My Grammy died. My mom's mom. I did not have a relationship with her. Versus my dad's mom. My dad's mom, he always talked about her. He was always like, man, I wish this, I wish that. But as for my mom, that's where my grandma just told me that's where she wanted me to help her with. I'm going to call her Catalina. Catalina, because Catalina wanted me to show her grandkids the medium stuff, but small doses. Because I'm still trying to learn myself. I'm trying to be like, it's not my business. And I really didn't want to get into their business because I knew how dark it was. And it wasn't my side of the family. But they kept pushing me. They kept pushing me up until 2019. Javier Escamilla kept pushing me. But he's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I made a bridge between his son, Junior, and Lauren Tapia, because he's like, I don't want my son to be in prison. Javier Escamilla was murdered by the Westminster Police Department. Things could have been handled differently. The father knew. The father is a narcissist. I'm gonna say that his father killed his own son. And the mom is mad. The mom's like, who's going to remember me? I want my grandkids to remember me because I want my grandbabies. My grandma is doing the same thing to me. But as for my Grammy, as for my mom's mom, it pisses me off because I'm like, I see how my mom living right now. And I'm like, so Grammy, you must have done the same shit. You must have not been there for your kids to just say, fuck it, whatever. And that's exactly what you did. My mom doesn't know what that love is because she never had it. And I don't want to fucking be the one to be, like, it's over and done with. I don't want that. She ruined everything I had with my sisters. I have 3 sisters. 2 half, 1 full. The full fucked up that shit with my husband. And in school, I knew I was different. I knew, like, I don't know. I just, you know what? What I did in high school, I remember watching family videos. I'm like, why did I act like that? And I'm analyzing myself. And I'm like, you know what? I'm my own therapist. I'm my own this and that. So I'm doing that. it just helped me. And as with Lauren Tapia, with all the fucked up bullshit that was going on with him, I was fucking helping him. He knew that. Like, you can't stop a killer from killing you. You really can't.
I can speak for both of us that we're not interested in punishing
It's like
anyone.
if
we're
no one,
you're interested in taxing the hell out of
if I can't have you, no one can have you. That's what it was.
I think the reforms that
what makes you think that making tax policy on the basis of class or status makes sense?
I think it's a very American phenomena that throughout the history of the income tax, we have valued progressivity, and our current income tax does that. We used to rely on things like tariffs to raise revenue. Tariffs are regressive consumption taxes that disproportionately hurt the poor. Like, we believe in this country that those with the greater ability to pay should pay more of the burden. And that's part of what a healthy capitalism does. It enables people to gain from things like
these
trade
people
and
all know
technological
each other.
change and
It's just a
business
show.
innovation, and to contribute a little more to the fiscal system when they're very successful.
We don't
in doing
need
so. And I
these
think that
politic
that's a very
games anymore.
legitimate
We can do it
way
for
to structure
free.
the tax
The
system.
reason why they're like, we can't do it for free.
Why do you think so many wealthy people are leaving New York City?
New York City is, an incredible city of innovation, immigration, entrepreneurship.
Yeah, but why are so many wealthy people leaving?
They're leaving California too.
There are big advantages to living.
See, this guy's being stupid. He really is. Because if he really cared, he would educate himself on it. But no one's prepared for these meetings at all, so it's just a fucking show.
Well, I don't think there are a lot of people, fleeing.
We can do it for free. The only reason why they're like, no, we can't do it for free is because they benefit off of our...
I think there's an enormous number of wealthy people who are in New York City and continue.
But why are so many leaving?
I
Get your own land. Everyone has enough land. Family. There you go. Your own fucking farm.
If you look at the economic...
Some of it's crime, but most of it is taxes.
Now, what...
Well,
people vote with their feet. The same reason.
And they talked about Taylor Swift, which is funny, because
This is my frustration. I'll be honest with you.
what Taylor Swift did was like a
regardless what it is,
Bart
people in
Simpson
Obama
type thing with the
administration raised
phone.
concerns. How
That's
can
how it
President
reminds me of that.
sons be serving on, corrupt Ukrainian oligarchs? Do you understand that it actually can undermine the one Ukrainian effort and policy? I think these concerns were raised. The Obama administration didn't do anything about it. These people are dying right now, and Americans don't trust this president. So I want to ask you one thing. I don't need answer because I know you're not going to, but I think
Yeah, no one's gonna
answer.
answer. They know what's happening.
And a lot of these
People know what's
afraid
happening.
to cover up this stuff, I think, in your department because they're embarrassed that what we became as a country to say that what our department is justice became.
United States was
that
run
allows Russians to
on
do
stolen
propaganda in
land.
Chinese. It allows them to destabilize our country. That is danger to our republic. It is significant danger. And I have just one more question for you. I agree on corporate crimes and FISA stuff, even with Democrats, that we need to do a better job. One more question for you. Do you believe that, you talk about rights to vote, but do you believe that only U.S. citizens
Voting
should
kills.
be voting in this election and doing anything to make sure that only eligible people vote in elections?
Yes, and what they're doing with the immigrants right now,
like
they did that before with the Mexicans. They gave us all shots. And a lot of the Mexicans, like my grandma, is a victim of the genocide of
I'm the only person who can sign an agreement with respect to special counsel. The authority to do section
castration, I guess. It's like you can't have kids. Like it's hard for the Hispanics to carry kids, or that was a wave that was happening.
What the Justice Department will do.
They'll have birth defects.
I announced at the beginning. I promised
and such of that it will be a form of trauma. That's trauma, a DNA trauma. On top of trauma.
Did you undertake to inform yourself? To interact with him sufficient to ensure that he knew he possessed that authority, or that you would see to it that he had all necessary.
I'm gonna bring this one up.
Well,
you know, again, I don't want to get
Savannah
into
Soto
the details
and
other
Christopher
than what I've talked about here today. So, the answer to that question would be yes. But other than that, again, I'm not going to answer questions that are outside of what I just talked about.
All right, so the police chief here in San Antonio getting right to the point with these updates they're providing at today's news conference regarding the death of Savannah Soto and her boyfriend, the pregnant teenager and her boyfriend who were found dead in San Antonio on Tuesday this week. The big piece of information here that police are talking about, again, is this video that they released on X showing a vehicle of interest, this truck that you see off in the distance
but supposedly
of this video that is next to this car. And there's two individuals that get near the car close by, believed to have Savannah and her boyfriend inside.
Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. Let's talk about this guy right here, Christopher Preciado, arrested in connection with the murder of Savannah Soto.
Now, what I don't like about this is that everyone starts getting involved real fast and wants to be an investigator.
We're going to talk about him, and we're also going to talk about
right away. They're not going to say anything. Right away,
online people,
the tarot cards, everything there. It's a lot of synchronicity happening right now.
And me, have we been beneficial to this case?
No.
Have we hurt this case, this murder case in any way?
Yeah.
I ask that because the internet sleuths out there, we're on full force trying to find answers. Now the internet is on a revenge.
So I'm not going into it, and it's sad because it's like that I feel connected to it only because of the names that are the synchronicities that's happening to me.
I think sometimes out of spite, sometimes as an opportunity, or
but this is also helping me because I'm like, damn, all these people are fake. Like they can't see this, they don't understand. This feels like Sandy Hook to me. This really feels like Sandy Hook. And then when I go back to Sandy Hook, I'm like, holy shit, I was warning Ivor Mears about this Sandy Hook prior to this shit. I was warning them. Had no idea. And then when Sandy Hook happened, I'm like, if Ivor Mears would have just listened to me, if Ivor Mears would have listened to me and send out an alert, there would have been a chain reaction going on. With 9/11, that happened to me when I was in high school, in my offsprings. 9/11, I saw it. It felt like a movie. It felt unreal. But it felt like, it didn't feel like a normal attack. It just felt really like, why would they do that? They're poking. That's exactly what they're doing. Someone's poking something. Why would they poke something? America doesn't have anything to, like, so I went back into history and I was asking Hermes, why are they poking? What are they trying to wake up? And Hermes is like, they're trying to wake up the giant. And now some of it's coming to light, and I have to celebrate the giant waking up. And people like the
Welcome back. The first batch of court documents unsealed in convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein's case include not only the names of some of his associates, but also some really disturbing details about what survivors of his abuse endured. One such survivor, is Kiki Doe. She was a 19-year-old model living in New York City, working to make it in the industry, when what seemed like an opportunity at the time was actually recruitment into a sex trafficking ring led by pedophile Epstein.
That's what they were doing at the malls. They would do scouts. They would have like these, oh, you want to be a Hollywood, you want to be a star, and they will like pick you out from a crowd, like, oh, you have good potential, or I see your vibe, I really like it, you know, there's a casting call, I think you'd be really great, you know, just come. They do that. They did that to me in middle school, and my grandma was telling me that it's just like the Mickey Mouse, or like, yeah, it's just like the Mickey Mouse. It's a trap. It's to lure you in. It's just like it's a cult. It's a cult. But me being the investigator that I was, I'm like, I want to know more. I want to see more. But I couldn't do it. It just like, it wasn't for me. I didn't like it. And I just didn't. Then I started realizing as I get older, I'm like, yo, those are pedophile places. That's like a hot spot. The malls are, which I didn't understand, because my mom's like, I didn't know you were molested. I didn't know something happened to you, but yet she's the one that told me about Adam Walsh, and Adam Walsh was abducted and murdered before I was born. And she knows that. And when she told me that, like, I knew, like, when I had kids, I was going to, like, that is the mall. That the malls are going to be like that, because someone will watch you when you're distracted. Someone's gonna there's always someone watching. So, Code Adam is the store. And knowing that my uncle worked for the LAPD, it was comforting knowing that the dead was still here. And music. So, my uncle George's house was really dark. And it kind of reminded me of our house, but the layout was a little different, and it was just dark. Compared to outside, it was just so fucking bright, and like, where did the darkness come from? It just gave a weird, eerie feeling. It kind of felt like a boat, like a ship. It was something unusual, something strange. And it's funny because it was on 9th Street, and it was right by Disneyland. His backyard was Disneyland. So now let's fast forward to Colin. We're in the mall. You seem to be like you liked music. You wanted to feel more confident in yourself. You were more out in the open. You were out there. But I noticed these teachers, they just got to you, and then the depression you just changed. And then when I had Desi, you just shut down. And I remember, like, you wore a hat and you wore your shoes, and you look like a little Bart Simpson, and Ash Ketchum, like mixed up together. And we went to the mall, and I remember one of those people, those scout people, the talent people, they came up to me, and then they asked, like, about you, and Colin, and I knew exactly what it was. So I'm playing along. I didn't say no. I just played along, and I'm like, all right, Colin, let's see, you know, like, they gave me a paper, like a script for him to read and see if he remembers it. But what in the back of my mind was, what stuck with me was I was being watched. They were watching. How long? I don't know. Like those people, those types of people, they are like a petting zoo. It's like they groom, they're grooming people. So I'm trying to tell Colin, I hope you remember this, like me and you reading it and just like, I'm like, no, you're just having fun with it. Like we could do it ourselves. To me, I'm like, we could do it ourselves, because whatever I taught Desi, like I taught Desi the camera, the still motion thing. So that's where I was trying to lead you. But you liked music so much, so I knew that that was going to eventually pop up later on in life. I couldn't do that at that time. I could not. I like, if that's what you wanted, if that's what your goal is, to express yourself in music, then I will be there, and I will pave the way. I will make that a clean and safe area before you touch ground, so no one takes that spirit away from you, because they did that with you in school. Like you like Amy Winehouse, like a lot of these Illuminatis and Freemasons, they were watching her downfall. A lot of these people were watching these great, it's like Adele. Would you want to watch Adele go through what Amy Winehouse did? Why would you want anyone to... They're saying Macmillan. I have no idea who that guy is. I just know he does the area, he was connected to Ariana Grande. And now it's like they're waiting for Ariana Grande to downfall, and it's like they're only doing that because she's pretty and because they can use her like in other ways, and that is just disgusting. Like, if you see what Bill Clinton did to her, that's a damn fucking child. That could be his grandkid, and he's looking at her like that. That to me is like, that's why I want to cover up. That's why I want to cover up. Like, I don't want to... That's what my dad used to do when he would drop me off in high school. Like, Dad, like, no, like, I didn't want to bring friends over when my dad was around, and my dad was usually working all the time, so I didn't usually bring my dad around. And when he did, he would either like pick my friends up or drop us off, but it was never like totally around us, because I could not stand my dad around. It would just be like, why? And my mom, I could not stand my mom around my friends. My mom, if anything, was the worst. My mom was the worst. What else can I say? Because the videos that I'm making is they're too long to me. They're too long. Let's pull this fucking
relationships are not what is. There are no relationships. It's oneness, right? And again, once you detach and your higher mind comes online, you will be able to tangibly feel the oneness of everything, the eternal oneness of everything. It's all one thing, no locks and bolts to anything. You have access
Russell
to everything.
memes.
And the only thing that is in your way is what you put in front of yourself, with the lack and separation, separation and duality, which breeds lack, scarcity, and total disempowerment. The moment you believe you're a separate being, the moment you believe you're separate from... It's my house.
Let's do that. can't stand. Oh, this one.
Evidence in that house that.
See how they're doing the reading, the card reading for the Ohio.
Well, I wasn't expecting this. I really thought it was going to be the story of my life. That should be
the Ohio murders.
My description, or that should be every title. I wasn't expecting this, but this is the craziest case ever. Okay, what if any evidence?
Trying to pull up the.
They did not want people to see. What was in that house that they did not want people to see? Why did that house have to come down? Why did they have to get rid of that house?
That one, I'm like, something's not right. There's just.
What about it?
Well, the house where 4 University of Idaho students were killed last year is set to be demolished later today.
It's a step towards closure for the victim's family and that community of Moscow, Idaho. So the home was donated to the university earlier this year. It's been boarded up.
That it's
so
Moscow,
a spokesperson
it's just like,
says grass will be planted now at some point after the demolition. It's unclear what will be done with the property in the future. Brian Koberger is accused of stabbing 4 students in that home last November. Prosecutors and defense attorneys had access to the house to take any photos and measurements to get any evidence they may need ahead of that trial.
It's too soon. Way too soon for it to be like that.
The Connecticut home of Adam Lanza has been demolished. Neighbors have been asking for that home to be torn down since the massacre at Sandy Hook. The 2-acre lot will be left empty. Lanza killed 20 children and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, Connecticut back in December of 2012. Before the shooting rampage, he also killed his mother, Nancy, in the home that was torn down today.
I need help because these children are getting murdered, and innocent children, they cannot take it anymore. Like Gypsy Rose. How many Gypsy Roses out there? The fact that her name, our ancestors used people as puppets, especially if they know they were going to be harmful. Now, what Gypsy's mother, and I'm not going to go into it because it's not my, it's personal, but I'm just saying, like, my offspring's what Gypsy's mother did. Mother was horrible. So her spirit team and her guides helped Gypsy as much as she can. She can only take so much. There's a lot of doctors, a lot of people that are involved, because Gypsy Rose did not just murder her mother alone. There was other forces out there, like the MK Ultra stuff, the witchcraft things, the spirits. They really do mind fuck with you. And if you're heavily protected, and if you know what's going on, then some of that shit's gonna bounce off of you. Like, I was sick the other day, and I threw up. That's because I am getting the attacks. Like, I am when I go back into my memories, I will wake up dizzy or sick, and I will throw up. That just might have to, I don't know. Do I care? I don't know. I just know I'm doing something right. To me, I'm doing something. To me, when I get sick like that out of fucking nowhere, I know something's happening. If I get a headache out of fucking nowhere, I know something's at play. If I know that my ear just started hurting, I know something's at play. Someone wants to talk to me. So I sit him down. Whoever sent that curse at me, or whoever was doing that witchcraft, and it bounced off of me. What was it? Sit right down, let me talk, let me see what this is. And most of the time it's someone that's jealous or just misunderstanding, and they just throw witchcraft at you, or they just want to hide something. So I wonder how many politicians and like the nurses and doctors, the COVID was our ancestors are involved with the COVID, the bat. So what was I wanted to do? There's another one. Your video. There was something else. Maybe I'll just let it run. Let's do the spiritual gangster, because that guy, like, really, there's two of them. There's two guys. Oh yeah. And these tarot readers, these people, they're making money off of these cases that's happening. With like the Savannah Soto one, a lot of these tarot readers are making money off of it, and they don't even know. Like, it's this hearsay. So I'm just like, all right, could it be this? Could it be that? Because that's what I'm feeling. But then it's like, I'm just going off of what was probably going to be happening to me with the gun, with Frank, with my ex-husband Frank Guerrica, and Lauren Tapia.
When you feel depressed, anxious, or just stuck, a licensed Talkspace therapist is ready to help.
And no therapist
They're
is
experts at providing therapy through video, audio, or text.
that's not going to help. Though that this stuff online is not going to help. Therapist is not going to help.
And let me know how they work for
They will put you in a mental hospital real fast, all for money.
So, but anyways, and the point of what I'm trying to say, Amy, and of everything coming together, Amy, is get to know yourself, as you awaken. Yeah. Separate yourself. Surrender, man. You need to surrender, because if you're fighting against, because your soul's calling you. Yes. Your soul is calling you. And as a matter of fact, I always tell people like me, I literally lost my mind to find my soul. Because like I said, I was never spiritual. I was never like this at all. But it got me to understand that part of myself and ask the deeper questions. And literally, you're an alchemist. Because as you're going through that dark night of the soul, that turmoil, you're turning that pain into purpose. Yes. You're literally an alchemist. Or they call him the wounded healer, or Chiron, the wounded healer, I think it is. Mm-hmm. Meaning as in like, because people think they need to be healed to talk to people. No, man. You have medicine on your own. Mm-hmm. And the way I understood this, Amy, when I first started, was like the 4 agreements. The whole 4 agreements. Don't take things personal. Yeah. Be impeccable with your word. What is the other ones? There was 3 other ones. The whole point is like, yeah,
he's only in it for money. He's the one. He's like, he just wants to be famous. He has a kid.
It's not overnight. It takes time. It does. Someone asked, if I meditate? I do meditate, but what I really do more is conscious breathing, man. Like for me.
So and then he's calling himself a fucking Hioka or a healer. You can't call yourself a healer, like trying to make money off of people. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It literally help quiet the mind.
You're calling yourself a healer and you're trying to heal somebody, but you're not healed yourself. You're just bullshitting your bullshit. Like, you're just getting people into your karma. You're just like, come follow me to the dark side. Because I'm going to, speeding the car, for instance. They're drunk drivers. pretty much in a bus. They're the drivers. They have a bus. And they're like, come in. They're like pulling you in, and they're like they're bribing you, or they're getting you with sweet talk like that. And to me, that's not sweet talk. That's just another narcissist trying to get laid. Like, it's just like, oh gosh. The fact that he has kids, it's just like, there's women out there, there's fathers out there that want to see their kids. And here he is playing this fucking healer shit when it's just not right. Family court. We all have mental health issues. We all have we gotta talk about it. These tarot readers, or these, like, he believes in God, Jesus shit. Alright, fine. I can't believe in your shit because you don't believe in my stuff, my ancestors and stuff. I'm telling you there's numbers. And you're just saying, well, the book of Revelations, or God this, or sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. But we're on Earth now. And you see children being hurt by your Jesus or God or Pope, your surroundings, these churches. You know this. They're crying for help. But yet, you're so focused on something else. When the universe is saying, like, showing me, yeah, these people are no good. These are the people, yeah, we don't want you around. These are the people you need to call out. So I'm doing that. They are the problem. They are genocide. Like, to me, like, for these therapists, they call this something, because I said, my husband said I had schizophrenia, and he told the doctor, like the cop, they just, oh yeah, you're just listening to the voices. But yet you go to church, or you talk to Jesus or God, and then you hear, oh, God, talk to me, or Jesus, talk to me. To me, you're crazy. If one person talked to you, if you think of God and Jesus and you never seen them before in your life and talked to you and told you all this fucking shit, but yet when I say, oh, my dad, I still feel my dad here, and he's giving me signs, and he's showing me he's still here. But yet I'm not allowed to do that. I don't understand that. But yet, like, what I did in the hospital is, I played the doctor. I think I played the doctor, like, well, God did this, or God is saying this. But it was really my dad. And I'm like, alright. That really pisses me off. When I have to, and my dad doesn't like it either. When I have to replace him and use the word God, it really, like, grinds my gears to look a person in the fucking eyes, a church person, quote my dad,